How are you, folks? Welcome back. The Nick Paolo Show. I almost said podcast again. Yeah. That's Richie Castellano, by the way, the lead guitarist, Blue Oyster Cult, who did that for me. Custom-made job. He said, send me some stuff you like. I sent them stuff that, that a 15-year-old boy in 1978 would like. Pat Travis Nugent. I like a crisp guitar work. And he whipped that up in like a couple days. So thank you, Richie, very much. You're a talented son of a gun, I'll tell you. What is going on? Well, tomorrow's show, we got very funny comedian Sam Morril coming in. You know him, man. He's from your generation. Love this kid. He can write a joke, and he touches on, stuff that makes you nervous. And he's really goddamn funny. And if you don't like him, come see me Thursday, June 1st. Seneca, Niagara Falls. You guys have this off. It's called the Bears Den. It's in Niagara Falls, New York. Me and Jay Okerson. Big Jay. It's a beautiful theater. I've done it before. And Friday, June 2nd, Ha Comedy Club in Yonkers. Yonkers is where I stop, and I have to pee on the way home from here. There's a dumpster right in Yonkers that I mark my territory every night on the way. Friday and Saturday, June 9 and 10th, I'm at Hilarities in Cleveland. Haven't been there in a while. And, yeah, that's a great club. Nick Costa runs that joint. But tickets for all my dates, go to nickdip.com. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nick DiPaolo if you'd like. If you don't, I don't give a shit. We got Greg Gutfeld coming in the second hour tonight. Yes. He's got a hard out. He's a busy man, He's got the Greg Gutfeld show on Saturday nights, and he's got the 5, which is now at 9 o'clock. And I'm going to bring that up right away because big story that Fox came in third this week or last week for the first time in about 17 years. And I would say they're missing the big guy. I call him Sergeant McCluskey, Bill O'Reilly. But I'll ask Gutfeld about all the changes over there. And he does a good job to try to do comedy on a news show. That's just fucking asinine in my opinion, but he pulls it off. 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969. I don't know what to, the terrorist story, we know, I just, it's such a sad world we live in, and I'm, trying to get some laughs here, but you guys know all the details. It was an Amish guy churning butter, and, as usual. And, Salman Abedi, what's his name, 23 years old. I don't know, his parents were from Libya. I'm just throwing that out there, something like that, refugees or whatever. But, just a horrible story. And, I don't know what else to tell you about it, but, they're on critical alert over there. Yeah, the UK, because ISIS is saying, well, you know what? We're going to start with a truck ramming now, like they did in Paris and all kinds of shit. What a creepy, creepy world we live in. And I just love to do a radio show once every 6 months. We don't have to bring up
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
That's the studio next to us. That's, what's his name? Dean.
Sweet guy.
Yeah, so, whatever. I say, extreme vetting. That's all I say. We have to learn from what went on in Europe for the last, 30 years, 40 years, and, And again, you know what? I lived in Astoria for a couple of years and loved it. I was surrounded by Muslims, hardworking people, and this isn't PC bullshit. You know who I am. But, and I really believe that. You got a small amount of jerk-offs really corrupting this, religion, turning into some death cult. But I love Astoria. Colin Quinn, when we did Tough Crowd, first, the pilot, we went out on a cold winter night down Steinbeck Street and wandered into this Egyptian cafe and stuff, and they're all in there, and, we're asking them. It was not long after 9/11, and, talking about it openly, and you get a taste, But also, the night after 9/11, and this is true, too, I hear Middle Eastern music blaring. I look out my window of my apartment on 23rd and Ditmars, wherever I was, and there's a cab driver, Middle Eastern. He looked like the poster boy. He has all 4 doors open. The cab pulled over with Middle Eastern music, and he's dancing in the fucking streets. And I didn't have my bat. I didn't have a golf club. But I'm just saying, to live in a place like Astoria, it gives you a little perspective. It's easy to point to the whole thing, but it's still fucking infuriating. Young girls, who goes to see Ariana Grande. You, Andy,
I've seen.
and your life partner.
3 or 5.
And, no, but these girls, something like 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
8-year-old girl died. Teenage girl. I mean, just the most cowardly fucking, sickening. So, yeah, I mean, what do we do? And he's over there, and Trump's over there talking Saudi Arabia, and a lot of people feel that they don't pull their weight when it comes to this shit, and I sort of agree, because they finance these things called madrasas, which are in Pakistan. They're these schools where they teach Wahhabism and all kinds of extreme, parts of this religion, being financed by our Saudi friends. So they're not completely, the world's a dirty place, folks. I'm not going to get too fucking, what can I tell you, but we're holding hands with these people and selling them weapons and stuff. I don't see, I was a voted class pessimist in high school. I don't see how this can end good, any of it. I mean, Jesus, we're like Rome in the final days, unless somebody steps up. Step it up. Are you with me? 866-969-1969. Just, did you hear the boom? Facebook, you go on and girls had their phones out.
I know.
The explosion was so deep and loud, and that was outside, near the ticket box office, that they waited for people to come out. And it was just, can you imagine?
No,
kids,
I can't.
You got kids, you send little daughters, and, I just, depressing. Let's go to line 4. James in North Carolina wants to weigh in on the Ariana Grande bombing. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nick. Yep. I'm kind of a regular on the other show. Just thought I'd weigh in for the second time I've heard you. And I got to say, it's not bad.
Thank you.
But the whole thing with Ariana Grande, whoever the fuck she is,
you don't have
bombing thing.
You don't have all our music, James?
No, I don't listen to none of that shit. I'm more of old school. I graduated in the 80s, put it that way.
Okay, that's me too. I have all her shit. I have all her posters over my bed.
Well, you've got kids and grandkids.
No, I don't. I don't. I was neutered a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Anyway,
sorry to bother you.
What I was going to say was the whole reason the government, all the damn pussyfooters and shit up there in Washington aren't doing shit is because it hasn't affected them personally. They're so far removed from the shit that they don't even understand anything that goes outside that 495 bubble that they live in.
For the most part, that's absolutely true. I mean, you do have a few people that have kids in the military, but for the most part, they are removed from it. I agree with that. And until it bites them in the ass, then they might step it up. But what can they do? Well,
they do. I'm gonna make another comment after we finish with this real quick. But they can. I guarantee you, if it would hit somebody higher up, like say for example, Chuck Schumer. We all know who's related to him. Let's say that individual that's related to him is performing at a comedy club in New York, say Caroline's, and somebody goes in there and says, "Aloha Snack Bar," and blows Miss Piggy, 4 ways to the wind with a bunch of other people. Okay. I guarantee you he will get up and have that shit shut down tomorrow.
Okay.
I guarantee you.
All right. Thanks for the call.
But one other thing I wanted to say. Yesterday when I tried to call in, I got bumped because you had a gap.
Okay.
But the thing I was going to ask you is a viewpoint on what the Democrats and the left wing are doing with taking down the Confederate statues and all the Civil War memorials.
Yeah.
Do they not realize that what they're doing is they're trying to erase history?
Yeah.
Because we've become wise to the fact that they are about slavery and subjugation and all that.
Yes.
If they do away with that, what have they got to stand on?
Well, that's what
They don't have anything.
Okay. I'll touch on that later. I touched on it a couple of shows. Thanks for the call, James. I already touched on that a couple of shows last week, actually, saying, well, how are you going to teach your kids how racist this country was if you're wiping out, and I'm talking about libs who thinks it's the most racist country in the face of the planet, which is total horseshit. But wiping out the statue, I mentioned that, and then somebody on Twitter sent me a statue of the U.S. military pulling down Saddam Hussein's statue, and the guy goes, "Dude, everybody does it." So you're comparing an American general from the Civil War to a mass murderer. Well, whatever. But he does make a legitimate point that the politicians are so far removed from this shit, that, they're removed from everything, even healthcare. They don't have the same plans as they have Cadillac plans and shit. But it's been like that forever. But Trump said I'd bomb the shit out of him during the election, and people got, he's nuts and blah, blah, blah. But, making a lot of sense now. But we're just watching. England is just... they have called no-go zones over there. You can't even go to some of these neighborhoods. So it's crazy. And like I said, we should learn from that. Should we not? Perry, let's go to Perry in Texas. Perry, welcome to the Nick DiPaolo Show. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fine, man. I love your show.
Thank you, Perry.
Hey, dude, this is what I want to know. Why are the politicians so adamant about bringing these Muslim refugees to the United States? They see what's going on in other countries where they've done that.
Yeah.
And what's the deal? Why are they so adamant about that? Why are they shoving it down our throats?
Well, I think one party's more adamant than the other, and they want to lock up every vote there is. One party's into identity politics, and that's the future because the white fella is on the way out. They keep pointing that out, which is kind of true. We're not giving birth to anybody anymore, and so some politicians want that more than others. But they'll point to the Statue of Liberty and all this horse shit, and they want you to believe that. But it's always about power and having the future votes and all that. That's why. And my other question is, a lot of times is Muslims' values really clash with our values over here. I mean, we sell burgers with 7 pounds of bacon on it, titty bars everywhere. Not exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not exactly. Hit a nerve with Perry.
America.
Yeah, that's America. Tits and bacon.
Yeah.
And so I question it sometimes. But like I said, I lived in Astoria. I saw these hardworking people. I interviewed a Muslim guy who ran a shop. We interviewed him about the 9/11, and he teared up about soldiers, young soldiers dying. So, but the politicians are fucking assholes. They always have been. Thank you, Perry, for the call. You don't hear that on Meet the Press that often, do you? And the politicians, they all suck. Chuck, show me your thoughts. 866-969-1969. Let's go to Sean in Wisconsin. Has a comment about the bombing. Sean, go ahead.
Hey, I don't know too much about the bombing details yet. I've been thinking too much and didn't have a chance to watch the news. But was this guy, did he strap a suicide vest? He killed himself and a bunch of other people?
Let me give you some of the details you don't have. He was from Ireland. His name is Kevin O'Brady. And he's 6'3", freckle-faced kid. And the guy blew himself up. It was a bomb. Yeah, he blew himself up with it, which had nails in it and screws and bolts and just horrendous. But he did it outside the stadium. It was well planned. What the authorities are trying to figure out over there now is, was he tapped into the network or did he radicalize himself? Either way, what's the fucking difference if ISIS is behind it, But the ISIS is celebrating and saying, oh, you know what, now it's just the beginning. And, his name was Salman Ebdi, 23 years old. So
he wasn't some Irish prick, huh?
No. So, again, but like I said, it doesn't mean the whole religion is bad, but you have to do something. And to be, people so outraged when Trump wanted to have his little ban there. But whatever. So.
No, I agree. And then that's the shitty thing is that you got a few assholes in a group that make the rest of a religion or sect look like shit. And that's the shittiest part of all of it.
Well, yeah, but the only thing scary about it, there's how many Muslims in the world? Billions? A couple billion? A billion? And just a couple, 1%. If it was 1%, that's still a lot of people. I'd break it down, but I can't do the math. I did it in a joke years ago. and actually did it on raw nerve. Sean, thanks for the call, buddy. Appreciate you being a supporter of the podcast, too. Yeah, it's just, I get up now. I don't know if you guys do this at home. Do you check halfway through the day? I just check for stuff like this now, whether it's a mass shooting, here in our country, or, it's just, somebody has to stand up though, like we did to the Nazis back in World War II. And again, we're still the only superpower left. So, we got to step it up. But don't go crying all racism shit when we want to have extreme vetting. Don't let your political correct, beliefs blind you. Let's go to Chuck, Boston, line 7. Chucky, what's going on?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take you off speakerphone.
All right. Thanks, Chuck.
Now, a while ago, there was these protesters protesting the war on terror, and if they do that, they get their way. This is what the fuck they're going to get, and they're going to get a lot more of it.
Yeah.
Now, right after 9/11, the reason there was no more terror attacks all the way through the end of George W. Bush's term was because we kept them fucking busy in Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Good point.
General Mattis, Mad Dog, last week said he was pretty much putting ISIS in the round. He was surrounding them so they couldn't escape. And he says we have them 60% contained. But the fucking media isn't reporting that like they are reporting fucking Donald Trump trying to fucking coerce with Russia. So they're not being honest right there.
Right.
I'll tell you what, you want to solve two problems at once?
Yeah.
Round up all the fucking Mexicans or whoever came in this country, as long as they don't have a felony, offer them, hey, we're going to put you in the American uniform. If you come back alive, you're a fucking citizen. That solves a lot of problems.
Sounds good on the surface. I don't know if I thought about it for a while. I might find some holes in it, but on the surface, that's not something you're going to hear on the floor of the Congress anytime soon. But hey, that's what who fought World War II. You know how many Italians and Irish and
Yeah, even further back than that.
But yeah, I like his plan.
They sign you up right off the boat.
So that's how you become a citizen automatically.
If you
come back alive, come back, no arms, one leg, you're a third of a citizen. But it's a culture clash, man. It's culture. It's about culture.
Right.
And my whole life, you too, Andy, also been told about multicultural. There's no culture is superior to another one. And I'm sorry, after 55 years on this planet, I'm going to step out and say, I like my culture better than all the other ones. Let's go to Bill in New Jersey. Billy, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up, Nick?
Not too much.
Here's the thing I don't get. Okay, so why are we expecting like Muslims to, become part of our culture when, like, if Jesus murdered hundreds of people and married a 6-year-old but didn't bang, like Muhammad himself was a barbarian. So why are we expecting them to live better than their own God? We're expecting them to be better people than who the whole religion's,
Yeah, but not. Do you believe that all Muslims believe that? You kind of condemn them all, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I don't condemn them. I think the ones who are, they live here, there's a ton in Minnesota and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think they're actually strict Muslims. I think that, it's like me being a Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah.
I
don't practice it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think to really practice the Quran, if Muhammad was alive today, he'd be the head of ISIS. He wouldn't be saying, oh, you guys are taking my word out of context. This is what he did.
Yeah, no, I've read, but everybody has a different interpretation of the Quran. It depends who you listen to. And I've, over the years, watching Muslims since 9/11, some of them, I guess it's like far right wingers that take the Bible literally.
Right.
There's Muslims who take it literally, the Quran, and others say you're not supposed to do that. That's not what Muhammad meant. I don't, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert of the Quran or the Bible. Or even fifth grade math, but I know what I know what you're driving at. Why would we expect them, the bad ones, to act any different?
Like if 10% of Pepsi that was on the shelves was going to kill you, you'll wipe out all the Pepsi. I don't care about the good ones anymore. Like It's got to go. It's just got to go. It's 2017.
All right, you're saying they all got to go.
Not kill them, but give them the same option they would give us. Either convert or you got to go.
All right, thanks for the call, Bill. But that's the thing here. You get to practice your religion freely here. That's what attracts people to this. That's what separates us from the. But look what they're doing to the Coptic Christians over there and shit. And that is the mentality of the extremists: convert or die. Sort of like getting married. That's what my wife said to me. Did you give me a zing on that one? You son of a bitch. Let me tell you something.
What the hell's going on out here?
Let me tell you something. Love to open a show without having to talk about shit like this, but we can expect it. And like I said, they're on critical alert over there. Jeff wants to talk about extreme vetting in Israel. But enough about Hollywood. Anyways, folks, what? Get out of here! Go ahead, Jeff. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Good. Dude, your phone. Sorry, you're cutting out, and we have zero tolerance for that shit.
Yes.
Can I make a request, folks? I want you to go home and get on that phone in the kitchen, the one that your mother uses with the 80-foot cord. That's the only one I want to hear from. These cell phones and radio go together like fucking...
Yeah.
Somebody come up with something quick. Ketchup and peanut butter. But this is what I hear. Muslims. Ariana Grande. Nice tits. Bacon. Mother of Christ. Verizon, step it up, you fuckheads. Whoever invented it. Steve Jobs, you jerk. Oh, he's dead now. And he killed himself with his own phone, by the way. Anyhow, any he. We have a couple minutes left. Let's go to Dave in New York. He'd like to add to the show. Dave, what do you got to say for yourself?
Hey, Nick. Great show, buddy.
Thank you.
Good to hear you on here. I just wanted to back you up on this. I believe the same thing you do. Just because people are involved in religion doesn't necessarily mean that that you can blame the whole religion. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. I'm also Catholic. But if I believe everything in religion and we're all God's children, then I've been fucking my sister, and that guy owes me some child support. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Again, because of the cell phone I heard. I'm a Christian, but fucking my sister and peanut butter and jelly. That's what
Sounds right.
I heard Bible and fucking my sister. Yes. Some people interpret the Bible literally. I think that's what he's getting at. And some people interpret the Quran literally. But then I don't like these people go, religion. Look at how much death it's responsible for. Yeah, okay. Bring up Stalin and all the atheists and how many fucking hundreds of millions they killed. I'm not religious myself. Thanks for the call, Dave. I'm not religious myself. But I respect people who are religious because they fear God and they behave most of. When I lived in L.A., when I lived in Beverly Hills, I had Hasidic Jews, best neighbors in the world. They go to church every day. I'm actually envious. People believe in something like that. I don't even believe in myself. I had a shitty childhood. Wah! But I don't like people who hate people who are religious either. I don't. Again, I'm not religious, but I could, You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Anyhow, when we come back, how much time we got? Oh boy, I got to stop with the. I had a piece of lasagna. About 1:30 a.m. Oh, the belt's cutting into my gut.
Did you really?
Oh, for Christ's sake, yeah.
Boy.
The wife made a whole bunch of food for her father and left some of it in the fridge.
Oh, thanks for bringing me some.
I didn't know you liked that type of shit, Andy.
Are you kidding?
Huh?
I had a nice piece of lasagna the other night.
When we come back, I'd like to talk about, we're talking about evil in the world. How about a man gets attacked by a guy in clown makeup, and the guy's wearing bladed gloves. This is right out of my 5th grade nightmares. He's got gloves with blades coming out of him, and he cuts the guy up to death. I thought I'd just change the pace from the terrorist story and tell you something uplifting. A guy was fucking chopped up to death by a guy in clown makeup with fucking blades coming out of his fingers. What the?
What's the world coming to?
Anyways, Nick DiPaolo Show. We'll be back right after this. Sit tight, kids.
You're listening to The Nick DiPaolo Show on Faction Talk, Sirius XM 103.
Ooh la la. Where'd you get that girl? Probably a computer, right? Don't even tell me it's one of your girlfriend. Who was it?
Is a girl upstairs.
Girl upstairs. What do you have, tied to a radiator in the attic?
She does voiceover for us.
Girl upstairs. I got her tied to a fucking toilet.
You know she is.
I know she is?
Yeah, you've met her. I showed her.
You did?
Real pretty girl.
Was I supposed to figure out her voice by looking at her ass? I mean, for the love of Christ.
It's our friend Manon.
Okay. I guess I've met her. I don't know. 866-969-1969 is the phone number. Real quickly, I want to go to my friend Jeremiah in Mississippi. Apparently he's heard my new album. Jeremiah.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm a huge fan, man. I can't believe I'm actually on the phone with you. I watched your new CD album last night, and I must say you absolutely killed it. It was awesome, and I will tell you, as a guy, and I don't know why the hell I'm saying this on national radio, but I'm actually a guy that actually takes Humira, and that is the best comic relief for someone that actually takes that drug.
Oh, Humira, yes.
I absolutely laughed my balls off. I'm telling you, that was. Oh my God! I mean, I'm just saying, most people would get some people would take that. I mean, they get offended, whatever, fuck them. But I'm just saying, like, that was absolutely awesome. The best part of the whole show for me.
Well, thank you, Jeremiah. I'm sorry you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but
No, actually, I don't have that. That was actually funny.
What do you do? Mix it with your moonshine?
Yeah, I mean, you just stir it on up with your fucking elbow like you were doing, you know. Anyway, that was actually good, man. The other thing I want to tell you, I'm glad that you actually got a CD now, and I can actually throw out all my Nick DiPaolo 8 tracks.
Oh, beautiful!
That's actually good.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. You guys are on top of your equipment down there in Mississippi. Thank you for that. He's talking about my album, Inflammatory, which, it hit the top of the charts a month or so ago. And the actual, if you want to watch the special, it's on CISO.com. Comedy Dynamics put it out, or Nacella, I think they call it now. And it's doing quite well, by the way. And he was talking about the Humira bit. Everybody who has moderate to severe plaque psoriasis in those commercials, they're always by water, jumping into a pool. Get your scabby ass out of the fucking pool. And another chick's on a rope swing, leaving her ass sweat. Anybody pick up?
Why did they always have to say it? I have moderate to severe. No one says it like that.
No. Well, that's what I said at the beginning of the bit. I go, moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. How about if you get a mild case? What if I have 2 red bumps on my dick? Is the doctor going to say, get out of my office? That's like I can't get a small coffee. It's a medium or large. It's the same people. They're really making my life a fucking living hell, ladies and gentlemen.
No, not this fucking time. No fucking way, no fucking way, no fucking way, no fucking way, mate.
Of course, that was Ringo Starr getting in a fight at Foxwoods. No, what? Right before we went away for the break, I was talking about a guy being attacked by a guy in clown makeup. He had gloves on with blades sticking out of him. He killed a guy. This is in Denver. They arrested a guy wearing clown makeup. He allegedly stabbed and slashed a 29-year-old man to death with a glove that had blades attached to the end of each finger. My question is, where can I get one of those? I'll just wear them on stage. That'll keep the heckling down to a fucking minimum. I already have the clown makeup, by the way. The guy who did it is Christian Lee Galzow, 36 years old, allegedly attacked a victim. They give it too many at Torchy's Tacos at West 11th. And who hasn't been attacked in that parking lot? Fucking Torchy's Tacos. Witnesses told police, this is in Denver, that the suspect wearing white clown makeup, accented with black streaks on the face, suddenly began threatening the victim with a glove with blades that were 2 to 3 inches long. They were near West 10th and Broadway. Again, this is in Denver. Galzlow began pummeling the victim, who tried to dodge the blows. That's what the police report says. The victim eventually punched the suspect, who then yelled at the victim and followed him to Torchy's. The 2 are the only ones in the parking lot. Can you fucking imagine? When I was like 5, I've had dreams of clowns with knives coming out of their... Anyways, this guy, he ends up killing the guy. Galzow's jail nickname, by the way, is Diablo. So, another Irish guy. Could be Italian. My father used to call me Diablo. He has an extensive criminal history with multiple domestic violence, assault, and weapons convictions. In 2012, he was convicted of felony menacing with a deadly weapon, and according to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, that's the how many? I don't know. I'm kind of like a 3 strikes and you're out guy. You hear these guys in New York, they get busted, they put them back on the streets. Yeah, he was attempted murder twice. Attempted rape. But how creepy is that? I just had to read that. I'm sure we're all against being attacked by clowns with knives coming out of their fingers, but I don't know. We're living in a fucking, I'm surprised he didn't put that on Facebook. That would have went viral. And before I go any further, I got to thank my contributors to my podcast who send me money. Other than the fee, Aaron Calhoun, Keith Romano with a big fat contribution. Anthony Andrea, and my boy Dennis, and Dennis Pamatuan also has contributed. Thank you guys so much. That is the lifeblood of the podcast. 866-969-1969. I wanted to get to this yesterday. This happened a couple days ago, but I didn't get to it because obviously we had Timp in here and the attack and all that stuff. Did you see this big game hunter who was hunting elephants in Zimbabwe, game reserve, and apparently they disturbed a mama elephant with her babies. You never want to do that, any species, even if it's a mother at Walmart with her 5 brat kids. You don't want to go near the mothers when the little cubs are running around. And he's 51 years old, this guy, and I don't want to, again, I mean, he had a family, and, now he's got kids and that don't have a dad and shit, but I have mixed feelings on this. His name is Thunis Botha. He's 51. Anyways, the elephants got upset, and a female elephant picked him up. He's a South African guy. Picked this guy up by the trunk, and then his buddy shot the elephant, and the elephant fell on him and crushed him. Yeah, that's the funny part. But my point being with this fucking story, hunting elephants, is that hard? I mean, it's like hitting Lena Dunham with a fucking softball. I mean, I could do it from 400 or 500 yards away. How is that a sport? Shooting and why would you want to shoot a big, beautiful? I don't want to sound like a left-wing pan. I know there's hunters out there, and I got pushed back. I brought up a similar story a few months back, and I appreciate bow and arrow, and you're trying to get a deer or something. But Jesus Christ, I could walk up to an elephant with a fucking garbage bag and suffocate it. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm sure they're pretty dangerous. But how the fuck do you miss an elephant if you have a gun? Am I missing something here? Do the elephants have 4 or 5 speed I don't know about, and they can juke like a running back? How the fuck? How is that a sport? I'm not saying I'm glad the guy's dead, but I wish. Well, whatever. I kind of am. Not really, but how could you kill that? I killed pheasants and stuff when I was a kid. I killed pheasants. I killed my cousins. People. But I had a BB gun or pellet gun, and I woke up one day. I had a Daisy air rifle, and they were building a house next to me. It was just the foundation, and this goddamn pheasant woke me up. I opened the window. He's walking like this, doing that pheasant walk along. I pull out my Daisy air rifle, and wouldn't you know, I'm in my underwear. I hit the son of a bitch. Now I got to run outside. I'm in my underwear with my BB gun. This is a suburb of Boston. This isn't downtown. This isn't Tennessee out in the fucking the Appalachians. And so I can see the sport, but don't tell me shooting a goddamn elephant or a moose. That's the other thing. They shoot moose. Plural meese. I want to hear from, I would like to hear from some hunters who would defend this guy. I'm sure it's dangerous because something like this could happen to you. But Christ, is that really a sport? I'm pretty sure I could hit, I bought a shotgun, too, a couple months ago. People breaking into my neighbor's house. I live up in the woods. There's five houses on the street. 866-969-1969. So I feel bad for the family. I just don't feel that fucking bad for this guy. And, I don't know. Maybe it's harder than it looks. But bow and arrow hunting, I got a cousin who does that, and it's hard. It's even hard to get a deer with a gun. I mean, you're better off getting on the Jersey Turnpike. You can get like 3 or 4, right? I mean, it happens all the time. But they stumbled across those elephants that, again, by accident. So it startled them, and the mamas with the kids. I understand all that, but people do hunt these things because they show he's a big game hunter, you know. So that's the part that's, you know. Let's go to Pat, and Patrick in Massachusetts has an opinion on this. Pat, what's going on?
Nick, first time, long time. In Wakefield, originally from Gloucester.
No kidding.
Danvers.
No kidding.
How you doing?
It's my neck of the woods.
Yeah. Love those old Gloucester Danvers football games.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. The best.
Listen, no, I was just calling because I heard you talk about the story. Yeah, what I heard, they just stumbled across these elephants. They were hunting some other poor animal. They just happened to come across a bunch of breeding elephants.
Yeah.
And, you know, bad mistake.
Yeah, I know, but they do hunt. I guess my bigger point is maybe not specifically this. They do hunt giant.
I didn't think you could hunt elephants. I thought they were all.
Oh, I don't know. I went to this bar last night. I'll tell you, mother of Christ, you couldn't miss. Yeah, I know they stumbled across. I still couldn't shoot even if, let me say, if Andy, if you were there and the elephant picked you up one of the elephant, I don't think I could shoot the motherfucker. I'd have to let you go.
I'd wait till he maybe threw him down a couple times or maybe stomped on him once, you know. Maybe then you.
No, he didn't. They said he was giving him a nice ride, like at the circus, like a little kid. And this guy said,
They were pissed because Barnum and Bailey's closed.
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing. I have a fucking point of view on that, too. But, yeah, and again, I don't mean to make like the guy's, you know, I mean, he's got a family and stuff, but I don't have much feelings for the guys that, even moose.
No.
Pat, let me ask you.
Or the guy who got eaten by the alligator. Do you hear that one, right? The alligator hunter got eaten by the alligators. That was great.
Yeah, it's again, the South Africans. They like to fuck with dangerous people. The crocodile guy. People were like Steve Irwin. People were shocked. I go, what? First of all, he fucked with dangerous animals every day. If he was driving a bread truck, I would have been shocked. You know what I'm saying?
He hold his little baby over the alligator. I mean, you know, asking for it.
Thanks for the call, Pat. And he's right. They stumbled across mistakenly, but I'm just saying, big game hunters, and they'll tell you it's dangerous and shit, but my cousin, I go in his living room, he's got all kinds of shit hanging on the walls. Unbelievable. Big and small stuff, cats and, you know what I mean? Not domestic cats, not neighbors' cats, I mean pumas and shit, whatever. I go, where do you get those? He goes, Route 128.
It's like the hotel room in Psycho.
It's the fucking highway that leads into Boston. It goes over to Tobin Bridge. I sit there in the breakdown lane. God help us. Let's go to line one. It's sort of related. He's been on there for Anthony.
Nicky, baby, what's up, my man?
What's going on?
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
It's kind of related. Did you see that girl got pulled into the water by a sea lion? Her and her family. They were sitting by the dock.
Yeah.
And they're feeding the sea lion. Now, you're Italian, so you'll appreciate this. They're feeding the sea lion bread. And then he grabs the Chinese girl. Now, you're Italian, Nick. After the bread, nobody expects Chinese.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying, brother,
Of course not. I mean, I only saw the picture of the frozen pig. Now I'm actually watching the clip. That is unbelievable.
Oh, you got to watch it.
They saved her, right?
Yeah, the uncle jumped in. You know, he was kind of heroic. He jumped right in.
Oh, goodness.
Snatches her
yanked her in so hard. It was powerful, man.
Yeah, no, those things, but that thing will bite your face off, too, by the way. They have teeth like you wouldn't believe. They get that cute little face and shit, and you want to feed it bread. But, you know, they put a breadstick in this kid's ass. That was a dumb move by the father. I mean, and no wonder, but that's a good Italian guy brings in the bread. You know, we usually end it with a nice salad. But that was pretty frightening. Yeah, fuck the seal. That I can see killing, jumping with the knife. How about a hand for the uncle who jumped in there, too?
Yeah, right there.
That was pretty ballsy.
It was pretty heroic.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony.
You know, he jumped right in. Would you have jumped right in?
Well, it depends which niece. I got some that I really don't care for. You know what I mean? There's a heavy set one. I might let her go, but there's some. I'd jump, of course. Unless I had like a foot long I just bought from Subway, you know. I'm like, let me finish this. She'll be all right. It's a sea elephant, a sea lion. Those things are vicious. They get that cute little face, but holy Christ, you see the force?
Yeah, he's pulled her right in.
I mean, it looked like that. But I don't understand. pulled the girl under the water, but didn't go any further. The guy jumped right in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it happened really quickly.
A crocodile pulls you under.
Forget it.
And they spin you around a few times. That happened to me. I got away. I have retarded strength. Somebody told me. Anyways. God. Don, let's go to Don in Charlestown, up in my neck of the woods again. Donnie boy, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you know, kicking it old school, yo.
So I'm here in Taco Bell getting some food. I just wanted to know if the mail-order bride thing's working out for you.
I don't know what that means, stupid. Explain.
I don't know. I thought, stupid, come on. You're the idiot that sounds like Bill Burr, but you got about a quarter fraction of his money, right?
Well, that is true. Billy has done pretty well for himself, but I still sell Coke to kids, so don't underestimate me, Donnie.
So is it him or you that has the mail-order bride? Which one of you clowns is it?
Oh, you're confused. I'm not the fucking idiot. You. I guess Billy Burr does. Oh, yeah, he's talking. Yeah, I don't have. I got my bride. Everybody gets him. Caroline's Comedy Club. I met her.
All right. Oops, I guess I called the wrong show. Listen, you're hilarious. So keep up the good work.
Thanks, Don. He's calling me. Dude, I got a mail-order bride. Dude, what the fuck? It was like $59. I called fucking Russia. I got her. Fucking love Billy Burr, one of the funniest people on the goddamn planet. How about that guy thinking, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was pretty creepy. So, quit shooting giant fucking elephants. Thing was probably 1,000 years old. Or a couple weeks. You can't tell. They're very fat. But, that was pretty creepy. That girl getting fucking ripped in there. I saw Andy trying to freeze frame it. I don't know what that was about. But, you can get that. We're not talking about Muslims anymore, okay? So, we touched on that. Line one, I'm trying to figure out I can't even understand what the guy's talking about. We get Greggy Gutfeld coming in a few minutes, and we'll touch on the whole Fox facelift over there. Boy, the world just changes so fast. Did you ever think you wouldn't see, like, O'Reilly on that channel ever?
No, my dad's heartbroken.
Andy's dad is 93 years old. He calls the Fox anchor women his girlfriends, which is so... I call him that, and I'm 55.
He loved O'Reilly.
I'm telling... Oh, he loved O'Reilly, too? Well, but the girls are grade A over there. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but mother of Christ, somebody had some good taste. I think it was Roger Ailes. Let's go to Court in California. Court, welcome to the Nick DiPaolo Show. How are you?
Hey, brother.
What's up?
Hey, listen, man, I love you. I love you for years. What are you doing, dude? It's your second week. It's your second weekend. You've already alienated, I think, one of the radio hosts on this channel. You've alienated, based on what they say, I don't agree, the gay community. And now you're going to, let go of your big game hunting fans. I mean, man, you're just really out there, buddy. I mean, you're 10 days into this thing, and those are some serious groups you've already taken off the radar, brother.
What the fuck?
But that's why we love you.
Thank you very much. Exactly. What am I doing on satellite radio? I didn't come here to talk like I'm on WABC, fucking AM 68. This is the beauty of satellite radio. You say what you want. I just want to see how many people actually believe in free speech and how many are talking a good game. And I haven't really alienated anybody. I think. Go ahead.
Here's one you're going to love. Based on the host on the channel, he said that 10% of the United States population is gay and transsexual.
I know.
That means there's 30 million.
Yeah.
Really? There's 30 million transsexuals running around out there. Dude, do your homework.
No, I know. That's what I did. I came up with the actual number, and they did a poll. That's an interesting one. They did a poll of millennials. It shows you how it backs up my point of view, how they're overrepresented in the media. Younger millennials were asked what the percentage of gay, and they said 35% or 40% of the country, they thought. And you know what? From watching TV and movies, that's actually an accurate guess. They were making my point for me. But, as far as transgender, it's like 0.3% or 0.03%.
Well, that means if we go down the street, if I go to my neighborhood, that means out of the 5 houses on my side, one of them is a transsexual. I haven't seen it yet, but that means there's 20 in my community. Just in the 100 houses, there's at least 20, and I'm waiting to see them, but they're not there yet. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I just think it's funny how, and I just go, who's caused this This guy's in his second week, man. It's Tuesday.
Oh, I know.
Tuesday,
Please.
the second week. They're already pissed off.
No, they love me. They know. Everything's all smooth over here. Everything's fine.
Real quick, Fox. So I just saw today Fox News dropped to number 3 because it's obviously affecting them all.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. They won the month, but I'm gonna talk about that. That's a nice segue. Thank you, Court, for the call. I appreciate it,
all right,
brother.
I'll see you.
Good to see California. Why don't you guys get your shit straight out there too? I love that state physically, but mother of Christ, it's like a third world dump. You know. But he makes a good point. Yeah, we're gonna bring up the ratings with Mr. Gutfeld. He's got a heart out.
Yes.
But with him, it's legit because the guy's got 2 shows on Fox.
Busy man.
I did his Greg Gutfeld, the new show, a couple times. And then the last time like I said, I said a lot of stuff, and then I get home, and there was 30 seconds of me on there. They just shredded it. Let's go to Ted in Alabama. Ted, what's up?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
How are you?
Pretty good.
I love you, brother. I love you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, what's up with the half fag Jason Ellis? What's the deal with him?
Nothing.
Oh, by the way,
go ahead.
Greg Gutfeld's my second favorite fag.
Wait,
Milo's my first favorite.
Okay. No, I don't know. Whatever. Jason took umbrage with some of the segment we did on Kevin Pillar. We covered all that yesterday, but these things are going to happen in radio. He disagreed with me, and I gave my point of view, and it doesn't mean, it has to fester unless people
I heard him crying and crying and crying about something. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah, no. You should have listened to the show yesterday. We covered it all.
Well, fuck, man. I can't listen all the time. I have to work.
All right, Teddy. Thank you. Appreciate the call, brother. Well, fuck, man. I got to work. I love that southern accent. I love it on a girl, on a fella.
Right.
Every time I hear it on a guy, I just think of Max Cady from Cape Fear. You think you're better than me? No, I don't think I'm better than you. Counselor! Counselor!
What the hell's going on out here?
Nothing, Vince. What else did I want to talk about before we go to break and bring in, I hope he's here, Greggy. Let's go to Mike in Las Vegas. Mikey, what's going on? You got the Raiders coming out there soon. You must be excited.
Fuck the Raiders. I'm a Dolphin fan. Let me just tell you something, Mickey. Let me tell you something. I disagree with almost everything you say.
That's because you're
I
a dope.
hate your fucking callers. Wait, I hate your callers, but I love your fucking show, man. I can't turn it off.
Mike, you're the perfect fan. You're the perfect caller.
I love you, man. I love you, and I tell you what, I crack up with everybody that call. I love them fucking Southern callers. I love it. It's great. I'm a New Yorker. I'm living out here in fucking, this is pickup trucks, white fucking trash out here. These are all Donald Trump people out here. I fucking love it. Nikki, I can't get enough of your show. I wish you were on 24 hours. Can you do it?
I'm going to do it, man. I'm thinking about it. We're going to raise money for sick kids. That's what I told the boss, and we'll fool them. Hey, all right, Mikey. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, brother.
I get Vegas. I appreciate it. Vegas, too bad. I'm not a fan of it. I don't gamble.
Yeah.
Ever do a gig in Vegas at a hotel and you're not a gambler? It's the longest.
Brutal. In a week, too.
You see people in the late 80s wearing members-only jackets. They got dirty running shoes on and a fucking oxygen tank, and they're sitting in front of the Wheel of Fortune machine. Apparently they think they're lucky. Just looking at it. At 6 a.m., they got a Heineken in your hand. And, it's fucking horrible. Anyways, we shall break because we have a great guest here. This guy's a regular player on the Fox News Channel. He's got like a dozen shows. He's on the 5, which is on at 9 now, and he has a Greg Gutfeld show on Saturday night at 8. He had Red Eye. You all know him. It's a great Greg Gutfeld. We'll be back with him right after these messages. Little Dobie Brothers. Is that right?
Yes. And, can I interrupt already?
That's Greg Gutfeld, by the way.
Can I interrupt already?
Of course.
Since your show started, you got to get Skunk Baxter. So Skunk Baxter, Doobie Brother guitarist.
Seriously?
Right? Yes. You remember him from Doobie Brothers? He had the handlebar mustache. He's
now that you describe.
He's a defense rocket specialist. I've had him on Red Eye about 3 or 4 times. He can talk about everything from missile defense to law enforcement. He is a genius, and he's an amazing guitarist. He was on all the best Steely Dan records.
I don't want guys in here that fucking talented. I want somebody who can play maybe 3 chords, and he's a trash guy during the day.
He could do that. Anyway, I'm sorry I jumped in on you.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's the type of...
No, I got his contact info.
Richie Castellano, the guy, my theme song for this at the beginning of the show in my podcast, you've probably heard it. He's the lead guitar player of Blue Oyster Cult. He did my theme.
Do you know who I talk to off and on?
Yes, the bass player from Styx.
No, the dude, shit. What's his name? Blue Oyster Cult, Buck Dharma. So Buck, I was trying to get him on.
I don't know Buck Dharma.
He's like the mastermind of Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was, we were going back and forth to do Red Eye, but then I ended up leaving Red Eye and I kind of lost track. And Blue Oyster Cult now plays a bit more frequently in the city. So
that's right. He keeps telling my Andy Sarman said.
Blue Oyster Cult was like the smartest metal band of the 70s. First concert I ever went to, Pat Travers, Cheap Trick, Blue Oyster Cult.
When Castellano asked me what music I liked to put my theme song, Travis, I said Travis was one of the first things I said.
Pat Travers?
Pat Travers.
You mean Life in London?
Rock and Roll Susie is maybe the best song. When Nick and Artie, when we had the radio show, that was the theme. And it's still one of the best songs. People laugh at me. I have the taste of a 12-year-old boy.
How about It Makes No Difference? The song It Makes No Difference?
This is rock and roll, so just listen to this a little bit.
All right. Oh, this is weird now. Yeah. Oh, I know this.
Okay. Picture me snorting Lipitor up the stripper's ass. This is me and Artie's, and we had it for about a month, and all of a sudden they replaced it with some dog.
Yeah, that's like he was like
right.
a one-man ZZ Top.
Who, Pat?
Yeah, he was a one-man. He had 3 beards.
So did Merv Griffin. What?
Hey, I don't get that joke. What do you mean by that? He was always clean-shaven.
We can do that shit here. We're not on your show.
I know.
I can say all kinds
I'm going to play extremely. You know what? But when
you know what he's doing? I'll tell you what Greg's doing right now. He's so afraid of me and where I'm going to go with my questioning. He's filibustering. He doesn't realize, but go ahead.
I was going to say that this is like tweeting. Just because I RT doesn't mean I endorse. So when you start saying stuff, I'm just going to fall silent.
Okay, no, absolutely. Look, anything that comes out of my mouth, Greg does not agree with. None of this is on him.
Yes.
The guy works for Fox News Channel. First of all, you can see him Saturday night, his own show from 10 to 11 Eastern Time. And then on the 5, weekday nights at 9 to 10 p.m.
That's true.
And he works with Guilfoyle and Dana Perino. These girls, this is who he goes to work with. And who's he in love with? Eric Bowling. I don't understand. Bowling's got his own gig.
Yeah, he's got that thing at 5, Color Specialist with Kat Timpf. It's Kat and Ebony K. Williams.
And great.
Yeah, they're all good. And it is. It's kind of like being in one of those like fantasy high schools from comic books where like everybody's a type.
Yeah.
Like there's Jughead, there's Archie, there's Ben. Yeah. That's what it is. Like on the 5, it is kind of like there are types and you're one of the types.
What are you?
I'm the clown.
You're the clown?
I would say I'm the fool.
You're the fool. What is Guilfoyle?
She is
other than my wet dream. Can I say that? Hello, I'm not Bill O'Reilly.
Why do I go do this show?
No, I said
you said that. And she's the captain of the cheerleading and the cheerleading team, but she's also a straight A student. Like she's the class president.
Yeah.
And then Dana's the president of the debating team, right?
Yes.
And
she's so straight-laced, Dana.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And then
I like the cheerleaders. When I was in high school, I liked the cheerleaders like a D-. Really. Just smart enough to find a way home from aerobics class. That was it.
Well, I went to
he thinks we're on TV.
I went to an all-guy school, so I didn't have,
You also went to Berkeley, Greg. Boy, I'll tell you, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You went to Berkeley. Aren't you proud of that alma mater? Oh my God, those fucking liberal jerk-offs.
I had the choice. You know what happened? You know why I chose Berkeley? You'll like this story. That or University of Santa Clara.
Does it end in a death, I hope?
Well,
of the
it
dean?
might. I chose Berkeley because of the record stores. Because they had Rasputin records.
You're not kidding
They had Tower Records, and there was a third record store, and they were all on Durant and Telegraph. And I would just I was going to either go there to this private school, University of Santa Clara, which is probably a better school. Yeah. But I go, no, they don't have record stores. And I could walk, and I used to spend all my money at Berkeley. I used to drive from San Mateo to Berkeley. And,
San Mateo.
Have you been there?
I've been all over that area because I did the San Francisco comedy competition. And I made it to the finals. I was out there for 6 weeks. And we did gigs all over the place.
Yeah.
San Mateo. I get kicked out of Rooster T. Feathers, which is in San Leandro, for smoking on stage on my birthday.
I just like the name. So you hung around like Milpitas, Cupertino.
Yes.
Belmont,
I stayed in Oakland, actually. My friend lived in Oakland. And I jogged around that beautiful lake in Oakland.
Yeah, is it Lake Mead? Am I wrong?
Lake Mead. I
think I'm wrong on that. Lake Mercer. Mercer Lake. Mercer? Merced? Lake Merced?
Yeah, it was French.
It began with an M.
It was French, actually. Merced.
I think that might have been it. I don't know.
Hey, if you want to talk to Greg, we only have him here for a few minutes. He's got what they call a hard out. It's got nothing to do with his show business. 866-969-1969. Let me get to the, first of all, here's your rival who's getting apparently all the ratings now, and I don't understand it because I like to punch you right in your Adam's apple.
Oh, terrible.
Listen.
Stop it.
You're awake, by the way. You're not having a terrible, terrible dream. Also, you're not dead and you haven't gone to hell. This is your life now. This is our election now. This is us. This is our country.
That's right. Get used to it, bitch.
What? I can't. I do not.
I'm talking to myself.
I know, but I don't. She's great.
Yeah, she's
great.
She's terrific.
Let me tell you.
I draft her as a cornerback.
Will you stop it? I'm gonna smack you.
I'm sure I'd like Rachel if I met her. Probably.
She's incredibly talented, and not just that.
Incredibly arrogant and pompous.
No, but what she is doing is the mirror image of Glenn Beck. When Glenn Beck kind of lost it over Obama and his ratings went way up, she's applying kind of the same kind of conspiratorial thinking.
Why
to Trump.
Is it catching on? Can I ask you? Because Colbert's doing it?
Yeah, because there's half of America that didn't vote for him.
Yes. And there's half that did. So why aren't you guys crushing it? Why did you guys come in third this week?
Because my theory is there are, I think MSNBC is like the highlights, the sports reel highlights for anti-Trump. So you go.
Well, that's true. It's like Sports Center. You're right.
Yeah, when something bad happens, and you don't like Trump, you know you can get your highlights.
That's true.
You get your highlights. So I think that's how it works. And they do it. I mean, they do it. What else you got there? So I don't have to sit here and listen to you disparage people in a disgusting manner.
I'm not going to fucking sit here and pretend I like somebody I don't like. She's pompous, arrogant. She'd look at me as deplorable. I look at her as deplorable.
But you are deplorable. You are.
Please. People love me that know me, and I'm sure I'd love her too.
By the way, you're wearing reading glasses, which always makes you seem even stranger.
Well, you should see when I'm watching porn with these on. It's like Ben Franklin. It's very creepy. Hey, no, but here's the thing.
You would not survive.
You guys still won the month.
Yeah.
You still won the month.
I can't believe I'm doing ratings with you.
Why not? Because the first time in 17 years, you guys came in third. And I sort of watch all these networks. I watch Rachel. I flip over to Joe Scarborough with the Hillbilly Eyes. And then I go to you.
Hillbilly Eyes. That sounds like a great song. Hillbilly Eyes.
She's got hillbilly eyes. It's like
down on the mountain, out on the bridge. She can barely see. I don't know. Hillbilly eyes. Or it could be a he. Who knows? Why does it have to be a she? It could be a he. Anyway, you know what I say?
I want to know.
There are peaks and valleys.
Yes.
Peaks and valleys. And you see a peak on that side when, on that channel, when there's the Russian stuff.
Yeah.
And so they found that's their golden goose right now.
Yes.
By the way, Trump has been great. This is the hypocrisy of the media. He's been great for everybody. Everybody's ratings across the board are way up because he's interesting.
Yes.
He's interesting. And so they're getting something out of it. And I think, this idea of wanting an impeachment is just BS.
I know.
They're enjoying it.
I know. That's what I said that last week during the show. I said, I bet you CBS probably called over.
Yeah.
To the right. Dems and said, hey, lay off, will you?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Colbert's finally beaten Fallon and all things are good. Just lay off the guy. And, but so you're not attributed to the lineup is completely different over there. Sergeant McCluskey, I call him, O'Reilly gone. I love Tucker Carlson too. I absolutely love him. And the guy can debate anybody. But so you
I like Tucker's face when he's about to rip somebody apart. I always say it's like a dog watching a dryer filled with laundry. He just kind of
does get that look.
He gets that look on his face, and it's almost as though it's stone face.
Yes.
And I go, oh, here it comes. It's going to be bad. And I can almost predict, given a story, what the guest will be coming up, because he always gets the person that you want him to get. And it's like, why did that person say yes?
Right.
Why did they go? Because that person thinks I'm going to be the one.
Yes, it takes him down.
That takes him down, and it never happens because he does that. I like the Tucker thing where he goes, "Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for coming on the show."
At the beginning.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show.
It makes me nervous.
Thanks for coming on. I don't necessarily disagree with you. Let's do this. I don't necessarily disagree with you.
Yeah.
But I am a bit concerned on why you're such a bad person. And it just goes into this like deep, dark hole.
That's like martial arts. You receive the blow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He takes it, and then you...
Yes, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a yellow
and then
belt.
at the end he goes, thanks for coming on. Like, thanks for letting me beat you up.
Thanks for coming on. And they cut to the lady. Her glasses are crooked. She's bleeding from her nose. Her wig's falling off. Thanks for coming on.
He's the least neurotic person I've ever met.
No, I've always been, even when he's on CNN with his bow tie, I used to go, I like this guy a lot. And then I was never a big, Greta, I'm sure she's a nice lady. I was just never a big fan. I couldn't believe when she left and they brought him in. It was like getting rid of Kaepernick and Tom Brady comes in. That's how I looked at it. She looks like Kaepernick.
You know that Tom Brady and I went to the same high school. I always like to say that whenever I hear his name.
Did you?
Sarah High School, yeah.
Sarah High School?
Sarah High School in San Mateo.
Oh, God.
I know, just had to throw that in there. It was an interesting change, and it was like, I think, Tucker has done TV a lot, and he's just so kind of like he knows who he is.
Does he
he's
ever?
Very relaxed.
Does he ever?
And, I don't even know how much he needs to prepare. Like, you see me, sitting on the 5, I got crap loads of notes. I don't know how many notes he has. He's all in his head, and he kind of knows where he's going.
No, he's scary, linear thinking.
Yeah. And the other thing is, he never strikes me as being that worried about anything. That's why when we just talk about life, he realizes how neurotic I am, and I realize how non-neurotic he is, and it's like two aliens looking at each other.
Well, he's the whitest guy finally, but he's got black cool.
I wouldn't know about that because
that's why I brought it up.
I don't deal with such racial comparisons.
Well, I have to. I live in America, and if I don't, I get swallowed alive.
You've got to appeal to your base, Nick.
Let's go to... Please. Everybody talks about race. Let's go to John in Connecticut. John, say hello to Greg Gutfeld.
Hey, what's up, Craig? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. First thing, I was thinking about the reason why the liberal news media is doing so well is because the liberals are always at home, not at their fucking job, while conservatives are out working. So that's why I think the ratings are so high for them.
The only thing is, though, she's on at 9 o'clock. She's on at 9 o'clock. So it's like, unless you're referring to those who just have those kinds of night jobs, that could be it. But I don't know. I mean, I just think that I go back to my original point.
Yep.
Half the country, it was the same thing with Obama. Half the country's not happy, half the country's happy. It's like there's only two teams. It's like an eternal Super Bowl.
Yeah. So you're not attributing any of it to the new lineup.
At Fox?
Yeah.
No, because our numbers are up.
Well, not according to this article.
No, you don't.
You won the month, though. You did win the month.
You don't know how to read those numbers.
No, please, man, I studied this. I did this in the car on the way here. I was highlighting all the shit.
Were you in the car? Was somebody driving you?
No. I text.
That bothers me.
I text. I highlight.
That bothers me. No, okay, let me get to the point. There were 5 days in a row.
Now, Tom Shalhoub is up 61% since last April.
Oh, but can I tell you something about Shalhoub?
Yeah, I love him.
So Shalhoub was on the last Red Eye show, and he was on the last O'Reilly show that I hosted, right?
What did you do to piss off O'Reilly?
I don't
ask?
Know. But
I'm so good on that.
But then he tweets this picture, Shalhoub, of him at the Ringling Brothers. He goes, at the last show. And it's like, and so I just write back, why are you always on the last of everything? It's like you show up and people just go, I'm done. I'm out of here.
The Elephantosaurus cardigan.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they don't even have elephants anymore. Why would you go to
the elephants are gone.
Why
By the way,
a circus with no fucking elephants?
I never understood the appeal of circuses at all.
Me either.
Very strange.
I don't like the mixture of gay guys and tigers. It makes
you always
me
got
really nervous.
to take it into some other place.
Well, I'm telling you, I just am not a fan of them mixed together. I like them separately. But when you get them together, it makes me very nervous.
You don't like your food touching on the plate.
That's right.
Yes. You don't want your peas and your mashed potatoes. Ever since the TV dinners where things would spill over. By the way, that's something young people probably don't even...
The peas?
No, our generation and TV dinners was horrifying. Do you remember the Swansons?
No, I'm from an Italian family.
Oh, yeah. Well,
if there was a TV dinner, somebody would have to go to jail in my house.
We didn't. My mom was a terrible cook.
You have Salisbury steak every night and peas.
Yes, and my mom was and also it's like sometimes
German, right?
Coipe, was her maiden name, so French,
that
Irish.
Help me. French and Irish.
Yeah, but she's like. You didn't know, like my mom had cocktails, my dad had cocktails, but you didn't, as a kid, you didn't know that if that would have any impact on what you were eating. But it was like the food would just get sloppier. It's like as it got later in the week, it was like Friday we're having McDonald's. That's it. Like we'd have like a really good meal on Monday, but it would just kind of move down to like stuff spilling on the ground. If you were a pet, my kitchen was awesome.
Your dad's German.
Yes.
So you didn't have Venus Spitzel and all that?
No. Not really.
No?
No. I can't even remember. We basically had meatloaf, baked chicken, and fish sticks on Friday because we're Catholic.
We had fish sticks. I know, what a stupid. Hey, have some processed food. Have a nice lump in your neck when you're 14.
Yeah,
Thanks to Jesus.
Those were awful things, fish sticks.
Real quickly, I'm going to ask you real quick. I'll take the pressure off you as far as the ratings thing. You know what?
Yes.
The King.com guy that's saying that the Seth Rich thing is...
yes.
What's
I don't know.
His name's... Come on, what's your theory on this? Is this a smokescreen?
I don't... You know me. You've known me for a couple of years.
Kim.com.
Yeah. You know me for long enough that I hate conspiracies. I've never bought into... I don't like the Pizzagate. I don't like the false flag stuff.
You can dislike it, but you must have an opinion.
But I've been right every time.
Okay, but Sean Hannity's saying he's right.
I would disagree with Sean on this. I would disagree. But I'm like, I come from like a kind of a stance. Probably from working in health journalism where I'm suspect of anything that has a huge claim. Anything with a huge claim is almost invariably wrong. A huge claim without substance or facts bothers me. And I used to, when I worked at...
But this guy's saying he's ready to testify.
Oh, no, Kim.com, unreliable.
Unreliable?
Completely unreliable.
Who's Zimmerman, the broad she originally...
I don't know. I don't know. But no, I would not. I don't know. And all I know is I think Kim.com is unreliable.
Okay.
So but most people, like InfoWars. I mean, come on.
Alex Jones?
Yeah, I mean, the false flag stuff that it actually hurts people, like the Sandy Hook stuff. That stuff sickens me.
It's hard to take. I understand that.
So you know where I'm...
Okay, that was a good answer.
Thank you.
You separated yourself from everybody. I didn't get hurt. I didn't bring up sex or race. And it's everything that you wanted.
I know what I'm doing.
The Greg Gutfeld, you can see him Saturday, Greg Gutfeld Show, 10 to 11. Right?
You got it, buddy.
And then on the 5, which is at weeknights at 9 p.m. And it really is a good show. It's doing killer ratings.
Yes, it's fantastic. One of the most successful cable shows on TV.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Greg.
My
You're the
pleasure.
best, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back after this. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Like I say, I probably would like Rachel Maddow if I met her. I just don't like her.
Maybe.
I don't like her representation. Yeah, she'd probably hate me, too. What am I saying?
No, come on.
Okay. I try to give everybody a chance now. As opposed to before. Alrighty then. Welcome back, folks. Nick DiPaolo Show, 866-969-1969. Final segment of the evening. And then I run downtown to the comedy lounge known as the Fat Black Pussycat and work on a material. And it's a small room, but it's a packed room. It's a nice room. The people are in couches. And the funny thing is, I can't remember a lot of the stuff of my album, Inflammatory. I'm in between now, and I got a couple new bits, so I try to make up the rest, and it can get pretty quiet. It's kind of funny. Not for me, but it makes people uncomfortable in the audience more than the comedians. I wanted to talk about this whole Facebook flooded with sextortion and revenge porn files. It's very tricky over there, what they can let on and what they can't on Facebook. And To give an example, Facebook had to assess nearly 54,000 potential cases of revenge pornography and sextortion on the site in a single month. In January, Facebook had to disable more than 14,000 accounts related to these types of sexual abuse, and 33 of the cases reviewed involved children, which is freaking disturbing. Let's be honest. What a job they have, because it's one thing to monitor television, the FEC or whoever does the SCC, FFC, federal, I can't remember. Whoever used to get me in trouble when I was on radio. The what?
FCC.
Yeah, the FCC. Instead of the SEC. That was Wall Street. Can you imagine trying to monitor Facebook? Half the planet's on it, and you gotta, but this thing with the, revenge porn, and that's when, let's say, you and a girl break up, and you're like, well, fuck you. Here's a picture of you with a goat under the house, and I was laughing. That type of stuff. Or maybe he filmed you having sex, and he puts that out there, and the girls do it to guys, too. Apparently, it's a big problem that I'd like to get involved with. So they have a lot of trouble over deciding what can go on. I'd like to hear from some people, boys or girls, guys or gals, everything in between. If you have been a victim of revenge porn, sextortion is the other one where they have pictures of you like nude and say, I want this much money, or the world's going to see a dick and you'll be fired from Arby's. That's
Torchies.
Torchies, that's right, Torchies, where people are killed with claws. But I want to hear from guys or girls who have either done this to somebody or have been a victim of it. And I'm guessing the guys.
You don't got to give your name. You could be anonymous.
Huh?
But yeah,
you don't have to give your name. Just a picture of your girlfriend and you and an address. You don't have to give your name. But this is a whole new world, because let's be honest. This is this wasn't around when I was out there. And on college campuses, when you get a girl in your room now, you have to get oral permission from the girl to go to the next step. And like I said, you can't understand a girl and she has a penis in her mouth. That's a stupid rule. And vice versa. It might be a couple of fellas. I just want to be open here. But I'm just saying. And they don't know what to, they have all kinds of rules. One slide showed that in January, moderators alerted senior managers to 51,300 potential cases of revenge pornography. I'd say that's a epidemic. Wouldn't you say that? Which it defines as attempts to use or intimidate imagery to shame, humiliate, or gain revenge against an individual. In addition, Facebook escalated 2,450 cases of potential sextortion, which it defines as attempts to extort money or other imagery from an individual. This led to a total of 14,130 accounts being disabled. So this is like a huge problem. And they have all these weird rules. They explain social media site allows moderate displays of sexuality, and that covers open mouth kissing, clothed simulated sex, so you can hump a beanbag chair, and pixelated sexual activity involving adults. And they have subcategories called arousal, handiwork, mouthwork, penetration, fetish, and groping. I have never, unfortunately, I wasn't around in my heyday out there. Well, I should say, fortunately, nobody could, they could sketch me or something. Hey, here's your ass. I'll put, and I'm going to mail this to all your friends. Look at you. Here's your little tiny dick. Here's my giant head. But, I want to hear from somebody who's, been a victim of this or knows somebody. It's kind of creepy. Listen to some of the other things. One Facebook document titled Sexual Activity explains it is permitted for someone to say, now we'll get into the language, I'm going to fuck you, but if the post adds any extra detail, for instance, where this might happen or how, it should be deleted if reported. Other general phrases allowed on Facebook include, I'm going to eat that pussy, and hello, ladies, want to suck my cock, which is what I used at my last, class reunion. It did not go over. No. 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969. Here we go. Facebook allows sexual references that have a humorous context. God. And listen to the example they give. This is what they used to illustrate. The point involves a joke about a little boy interrupting his parents having sex. That's their example of a humorous... Facebook said some of these examples appear to be out of date, but it declined to say which ones or when the policy changed. For this reason, we offer people who use Facebook the ability to customize and control what they see by unfollowing, blocking, or hiding posts, people pages, applications they don't want to see. Facebook now allows, listen to this, Andy, now they allow, among other things, photographs of naked babies so young they clearly cannot stand unless the photo closes in on the baby's genitals. But enough about Anthony Weiner. Am I right, folks? And images of adult nudity in the context of the Holocaust. What? Yeah, this is what they allow. However, Facebook says images from the Holocaust depicting naked children should be removed if users complain. Yeah, I would think so. The document also explains, we allow nudity when it is depicted in art like paintings, sculptures, and drawings. We do not allow digitally created nudity or sexual activity. We drew this line so that we could remove a lot of very sexual digital nudity, but it also covers an increasing amount of non-sexual digitally made art. It's pretty complicated, and this is their jobs.
Yeah, somebody's got to sit around do this.
These monitors, and you know what I read? A lot of them get depressed and quit, and you have to go to shrinks because they see horrible stuff that they can't talk about that they have to take down. So, like I said, it's one thing to monitor television, to monitor, they have standards, decency standards and all that. It's another thing to monitor something. This is, how many billion people have this, right? Let's go to James in the Bronx. He wants to talk about his ex-girlfriend. James, were you a victim of something like this? Revenge porn? Go ahead, James.
Yes, sir, Nicky. My girl, she thought she was it turned out to be a complete swap around. I'm talking about a 6.5 inch dick. It works and it does the job. And she thought she was going to throw all this stuff on her Facebook page, Instagram shit, to where she was trying to say to me about, my dick and stuff. But,
you have your head in a fish tank? I can't understand a fucking word you're saying, James.
I'm sorry, my brother. I do have one of them old shitty fucking phones.
Talk into the flip phone, could you please?
Okay, I am going into the fishbowl.
Okay, so your ex-girlfriend posted stuff about your penis online.
She posted some shit about my shit online, but she was also talking about sex here, we had sex there, his dick did this. But after we broke up and she did all this shit, a whole bunch of chicks were all interested in, how I like to fuck out in nature and all that shit. I've been getting more pussy from her negative fucking post about me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fucking send it out. Send my book out there. I'll take all the notoriety it can fucking take.
All right. Thank you, James, for the call. I would have listened to more of that. I don't know what was bothering me more, the bullshit story or the reception. Oh, yeah. My fucking ex-girlfriend put my dick out. Next thing you know, they're lining up for me. Because that's what most girls get turned on by a strange. Come on, James. Hey, it might be true. I don't know. A guy could be knocking down walls. But it sounded like a typical fella. Zach in Pittsburgh. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
I'm probably not a victim of a revenge porn, but like I told the call screener, my picture of my penis has got me suspended from Facebook multiple times. Basically, it was a Friday or Saturday night. Obviously, I'd been drinking, and I was on my buddy's page.
Yeah.
And getting an argument with some woman. Obviously, I'm with you there, Nick. I'm a little random Mussolini, and she obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
Kept saying things that was annoying me, and I couldn't block her because it was on a friend's page, and she kept chiming in. So in my turkey soaked logic, I just decided, well, this ought to piss her off or shut her up.
Oh.
So I went to the gun cabinet, grabbed the pistol, dropped my pants, and just took a picture of my schlong with the 45 next to it, and sent it to her.
Careful.
Jesus. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a bunch of course, other people saw it, and they screen shoot it and save it, and every once in a while
when some jerk off wants to screw with me, they repost the photo.
So you didn't get in trouble though.
Well, you get like a 3 or 7 day suspension from Facebook here and there.
A 3 year, 7 day?
Or 3 or 7 day suspension, from
3 to 7 days. I thought you said 3 years.
But real quick, I'll get out of here. But you were talking about Rachel Maddow.
Yeah.
That bitch got me suspended from Facebook too. I made a meme where I simply, Buzz Lightyear, Tom Hanks' character from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I took her face and photoshopped it on his head, and I made a character called Buzzcut Dykeyear.
Oh, no, that's not.
Yep.
Zach, I mean, come on, that's hateful.
Yeah, that's hate speech, probably a hate crime. I might be getting a call here.
God.
That was at least a 7 day suspension.
Well, all right, Zach. Hey, thanks for the call, man. Stay away from the wild turkey. It's a good idea. You have a couple drugs. I'm going to put my dick next to a gun. What could be more?
That one I do believe.
No, I know. There was definitely Facebook, but it's very, they have, 2 billion member. That's how 2 billion members?
Yeah. That sounds right.
That's unbelievable. And they have to try to monitor the violence and the sex, and they have something called the Credible Violence Manual. It helps employees decide when a statement is too violent and should be deleted. Facebook would like to allow I want to hear from people who get booted from Facebook, too.
Well, Paul was saying in my ear, he goes, and I'm not on it, but a lot of people are on Snapchat. This is moving over there because you can't screen grab stuff.
Yeah, on Snapchat now, if someone screen grabs it, a little notification comes up on your phone. It says what user screen capped your image, or they can't screen cap videos, but they could screen cap images now.
That meant nothing to me. Translator? I'm not on Snapchat. I know that's just shit that goes away, right? Well, that's the whole thing.
Yeah. The whole thing is if you snap a picture, you could send it to somebody, and you could set the time frame of anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds, and then it disappears.
Yeah, does it really? Who would trust that, first of all? Do you believe that? The NSA has all that shit.
Every girl under 30 I know.
Trust that?
Oh, yeah.
Am I missing out on stuff, Andy?
I think we both are.
In my late 70s?
Snapchat.
Huh?
Yeah, I think we both.
So you're saying it should be called Snatchchat? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? This is the stuff you hear on ABC Nightly News. I want to hear from some people. I'm talking about Facebook, for Christ's sake. There's 2 billion people on it, and the fucking phones are dead. Christ's sake, my mother's on. I told you, I hate Facebook. I can't figure out what timeline. I picture my mother at a wedding, and then there's a buddy of mine that called throwing up behind a dumpster, and then there's my brother, and I'm like, whatever. I like Twitter. It's mean, it's short, it's hateful.
Twitter's completely uncensored.
Yeah, that's how it should be. 866-969-1969. Plug the phones back in, will you? Sorry I brought this up. People are so bored with rape online and fucking people hanging themselves. That's the other suicides. They have to make a decision on suicide. It was the most interesting thing. First of all, let me tell you about what they can say as far as violence goes. This is what's allowed and what's not allowed. They say Facebook would like to allow as much speech as possible, but also needs to take action when something could credibly cause harm in real life, according to the documents. For instance, listen to this. The manual explains that the phrase, "someone shoot Trump," should be deleted by the company because it specifically targets a head of state. But suggestions such as, "let's beat up fat kids," or "we should put all foreigners in gas chambers," are permitted because they are not targeting a specific individual. But what if you target, somebody which could say, Trump's so fat, that's more than one person.
I used to have a
they would let that go. You could do that. In respect to violent videos, the company draws a line at content in which users express sadism, meaning they show explicit pleasure at pain being inflicted on others. Some examples of how someone might express sadism are, "I love seeing animals suffer," or "I'll save that for my wank bank," which I don't even know.
You don't know what that is?
A wank bank? No, I don't.
Spank bank, you memorize something and you jerk off to it later.
Oh, excuse me. Fucking wank bank. I was calling you fucking Danny for 3 weeks. You think I have a memory to...
I
take pictures mentally all the time. But I didn't know there was a phrase for it. And wank, that's English.
Save it for later.
Save it for later. Let's go to Jason in Arkansas, and he talks about when guys, and this is a good point, a lot of guys fuck up their relationships and get caught because of social media. Go ahead, Jason. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Nick.
watching the show, man. You're one of my favorite comedians.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I was telling the screener, something I see a lot is, like a guy's wife would go through his phone and see pictures, nude to some chick sent him. He gets busted, and their wives get pissed and post it on Facebook. And, I bet I've seen that probably 4 or 5 times in the last couple of years. And it's usually up for about an hour, and then it's taken down. I guess Facebook takes it down.
So I couldn't understand the beginning of it. Who gets caught cheating? The guy?
Yeah, like a guy's wife would go through his phone.
Yeah.
And find pictures of naked chicks that some chick has sent him.
Right.
And then the wife gets pissed and posts the pictures on Facebook.
As a guy, I'd be like, yeah. I'm taking it like the other guy they call. I mean, look, I'm still out there playing. Look at here's my pic. Here's proof of it. I would think Go ahead.
Sometimes, they're pretty skanky, and it's not something to be proud of,
Well, that's, you speak for yourself. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Love the show.
Hey, appreciate it, Jason. Thank you. Man, I got to stop playing down south.
I love you.
I don't go down there that often. It's too scary down there. Too politically incorrect for me. I don't like it. Let's go to Whitey in Long Island. He talks about people getting little shit blocked on Facebook. Whitey, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Love the show.
Thank you, brother.
I'm glad you're on the afternoon. But yeah, no, I have not my regular Facebook page, but like a business page that I have on there.
Yeah.
If I'm doing like a screen share of like what I'm looking at on my computer, like on a live Facebook feed.
Yeah.
Once the feed is done, I'll get that post will wind up getting blocked and removed because they're saying I'm showing an artificial link in the background of my video. So stupid little menial shit like that gets blocked, but you still see all sorts of crazy hate shit all the time. And then there was another post that I had where like I called my father was like, hey fuckers, look at this link on on my business page.
Yeah.
Right? That got blocked because they said it was disparaging, to my followers. So I was like, that's my choice. That's the language that I use, and I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm not saying anything bad about those fuckers. So I guess I don't have a lot more to throw in. I was just saying that the stupid shit gets blocked too. It's not the crazy hate stuff or revenge porn. It's also really small menial things, and just the thought that someone takes their time to go through those stupid little posts and block it seems like a waste of resources to me.
When there's horrible stuff going on. Thanks, Whitey. I appreciate it. Boy, you guys are actually confirming my belief to stay off Facebook. It sounds like a real pain in the balls.
It is.
Although, I'm not going to put a picture of any. I put a picture up of me in high school when I was in shape. I'll tell you, next thing I know, there's a line around the block, big-titted blondes on my front lawn, and I came to the door in my robe, my gut hanging out, and gray pubes. I said, get off my lawn. How about this? And the other thing, here's some other, it seems almost arbitrary, some of the rulings they make. 866-969-1969. We're talking about Facebook, and revenge porn and sextortion and, some of the weird, almost arbitrary standards they have in respect to, let's say the site also prohibits expressions. Now, this I don't get. They prohibit expressions like "fuck yeah,"
what,
or "this is amazing" in reference to a violent act. So, now, how do you define a violent? If I'm watching a football play and a guy gets his laid out, and I go "fuck yeah," who decide? You see what I'm saying? You're trying to make rulings on life, basically. All these clips are. I wouldn't want the job is all I'm saying. When it comes to here's the most interesting thing. When it comes to the issue of self-harm, Facebook has decided to allow users to stream videos of themselves possibly committing suicide because the company doesn't want to censor or punish people in distress who are attempting suicide. If someone were to commit suicide on a live stream, Facebook will remove the video once there's no longer an opportunity to help the person. Let me translate that. Once they're dead. Isn't? I don't know. That's a weird one. I mean, because, you could help somebody in distress, right? But people don't. They tune in like it's a goddamn reality show. Somebody might pick up the phone, but it really, the one thing social media does, it really puts a spotlight on what slugs humans are. You saw the retarded kid being tortured, and
I can't watch that shit, dude.
Oh, come on. I watch it on a loop. I heard you watch it on a loop. No, nobody can. But I'm just saying, the point is, people watch that shit, and we're commenting on it instead of calling, you know.
There was a murder
the authorities.
on Facebook Live last month.
A couple of them. Yeah. And now you get the copycats. Oh, you mean the old guy that shot the old black guy? That poor guy. Imagine that?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And what's happening is, now that guy's famous.
Yep.
So, you know, it's like the guy running on the field in sports.
Exactly.
So I don't think we should put the camera on him. Or should we? That's the question. I don't know. It's too deep for me. Hilsey in Canada. What's going on, Hilsey?
Hey, what's going on?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, yeah, I find that Facebook, you know, initially it was good kind of, you know, sharing, you know, those timelines of photos. Now it's just all ads. It's all ads geared to your recent searches or things like that. I can't stand it anymore. You've got a better chance on Twitter, like you said, or, you know what, I'm 35 and Snapchat. It's there.
How about this? You put it all down, go outside and throw a baseball with your fucking kid. Or, you know, watch the Ottawa Senators.
That's right.
Yeah. I you know, I don't mean to sound like a curmudgeon here, but it's thanks for the call, by the way, Hilsey in Canada. I'm at a bar and I'm watching like young guys and there's like girls at the bar and they can't even make eye contact because the girls are on their phones.
I know.
And they can't even take the time to look up. A guy's trying to hit on them. It's well, Andy, you're out there. You know what it's
My
like.
ex was 25 and it's frustrating as fuck, dude. Pay attention.
Yeah, it doesn't.
She's trying to talk.
Yeah, and she's texting away.
She's texting other guys.
That sounds kind of cool, though. See, that would get me going. You know what I'm saying? Phil in North Carolina. Phil.
Yeah, buddy. What's going on, Nicky? How you doing, pal?
Good. How you doing? Well, you got something about a video of a knockout. Go ahead.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, one of my, you know, I'm from the Bronx originally. One of my boys posted a thing. A guy's just selling some bags on the street corner there in the Bronx, and a couple of thugs come up there, punch the guy. He hits his head on the concrete there, and they're kicking the guy while he's unconscious.
Yeah.
The guy's in a coma now, and they put that shit on Facebook. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, well, that's the big question, you know. I mean, do you censor shit like that, or you know, like beheadings? I watched one of those, and that was enough for me. And
I don't know, Nick. You know, we come from the old days when you had a problem, you had a beef with somebody.
Yeah.
You took it out into the street. Two guys, you fought, you the kissed and made up, and you know what it was all about.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I mean, you're killing guys left and right. It's unconscionable.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is when you put that shit on, and then again, that's the 15 minutes of fame, regardless of how evil what they're doing is, and then other psychos watch it. And then you get that phenomena. But it's got to be hard. Thanks for the call, Phil. It's got to be brutal. Okay. It's got to be brutal to be able to, you know what I mean? They have, just alone with the revenge porn, what did I say? 50-something thousand cases of, I don't know.
I remember a story about the guy who ran the revenge porn website. He's in jail now.
Yes.
And I cried that day.
I bet you did. Yeah. I'm missing out on all the fun, huh? Being married. Anyhow, what else did I want to talk about before I head downtown and bomb quietly? Oh yeah,
bomb?
Huh?
You're not gonna bomb.
Hey, well, it's up to me. You know,
it'd be great.
It's up to me if I bomb or not. We can always, you know, as comics, you know how to survive up there. But I used to have a discussion with Manny, the club owner. I go, I hate to go on because in other comics I'll tell you, the guy before could stink up the room, and Manny would go, but that shouldn't affect it. And I say, well, I can go follow anybody, but the point is you have a game plan when you go up there,
right?
And some guy could, you know, some hack could really stink it up and murder. When I say stink up, I don't mean die, and you know what I mean. And it takes you out of your game plan. But that's my ego getting in the way. You should go up there and try to stick to your game plan, and you might take it in the face. But then you go upstairs at the comedy cell and you go, and they come over to the table. You were great. You stunk. The Buttafuoco-looking guy. You were terrible. What's the other thing I want to? Oh, this really fucking fried my bird. Jesus Christ. Good time for the phones to go dead. A 50-minute segment, you motherfuckers. Seattle using politically correct term. Seattle, listen to this. Community member for police shooting suspect. Seattle police officers are no longer referring to crime suspects as a suspect. Instead, using community member in reports in order to use less offensive and politically correct language. What is going on? It's not just the West Coast, but police sources use the term to describe someone who shot 3 policemen last month after an armed robbery. Police officers involved in the incident were instructed to describe the gunman who was fatally shot after he fired at the officers as a community member, that's in quotes, rather than a suspect in the report. Have we lost our fucking collective minds?
What if he doesn't live there?
I think this is all an effort to make sure our report writing sounds politically correct, Seattle Police Officer Guild Kevin Stuckey said. Yeah, you think? Seattle Chief Operating Officer Brian Maxey told the outlet that the new term is aimed at improving police reports since calling someone a suspect could be misleading if they aren't suspected of any crime. Well, then, why are you calling him Isn't it pretty clear when somebody's a suspect and somebody... Do you fucking believe this? Similarly, we don't know or inquire about citizenship status, so labeling someone a citizen is arbitrary.
Jesus.
So in other words, like, you know, somebody just like the guy that just called in, somebody knocks somebody out and kicks their face in, but we don't want to call him a suspect. He's a community member, just like somebody who's sitting at home right now watching TV. He's no different than you. And by the way, political correctness is the art form of changing people's behavior through language. This is a perfect example of it. I guess the cops decide whether they want to use that terminology or not. But, I mean, where are we going? What do we fucking do? It makes me nervous, because then you see these terrorist attacks, and we have people thinking like this, worrying about the word fucking suspect being offensive. Meanwhile, you got ISIS killing teenage girl. I mean, where are we going? To hell. Let's go to Eric in Canada, back on the Facebook violence. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah. The only upside that I could ever see showing this shit is that it gives the cops a chance to maybe see who done the beatings.
Right.
You know, or, hey, I recognize that fucker. He lives down the street from me.
Yeah.
And if it's somebody who ends up in a fucking coma like the other guy said, I want this guy found.
That is true. But people now, you know how cruel people are. I mean, 6 months ago, those kids in Chicago had a retarded kid tied up in a room, and they're torturing and beating them. And then, like I said, the other psychos out there go, oh, he got his 15 minutes. So yeah, it's a two-edged sword. I'm sure it's helped in law enforcement, but again, there's all kinds of legalities that we aren't aware of. I'm sure once lawyers get involved. But yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, I'm sure.
I mean, that's the only upside to ever letting it go any longer than, you know, a couple of days, if that.
Right.
You know, like an Amber Alert type thing.
Right.
There's a shit-kicking alert. Somebody's in a fucking coma.
I know.
You know who this guy is.
Right. Hey, thanks for the call, Eric. No, I know. People are... Remember the guy that get pulled over and get shot by the cop, and his wife's got the face, instead of helping,
right. Oh, yeah,
instead of helping her husband, she's like filming it. He better not die. That's when my hair was standing up the back. That's where I'm being a hypocrite. I'm going, this is fucking amazing. This is more interesting than any scripted show or movie you're ever going to see, because it's real. But then I'm going, it's really showing how media-driven we are as a society. The first thing you think of is to pick up your phone. Your husband's bleeding to death. I mean, what the fuck? Josh in New York, line 3. Josh, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, bud.
Good.
Yeah, so I want to talk about this Facebook Live thing. So me and my wife recently got married and tried to put some wedding videos up with music in it.
Yeah.
Facebook wouldn't even let us upload it because it picked up that there was music on there that we didn't have the rights to use.
Oh,
but you got these assholes putting on videos and they stay up and get shared for days on end. I don't see how Facebook and things like that, with all their infinite knowledge, can't see stuff like that. Take it off the web, but keep it. Give it to law enforcement. Don't let it get shared around anymore, so that way the people that are doing all this shit still get caught, but it's not getting shared around. I don't have to look at it. I don't have to worry about my kids seeing it getting shared on Facebook.
Maybe
it's fucking ridiculous.
Maybe they didn't like your wedding songs.
Yeah, what was the song?
Yeah, man, it could have been. It could have been.
A lot of Neil Diamond. They're like, fuck this guy. It's a copyright infringement. He's dancing to Shiloh. I always bring up Neil. I love him. That's a good point. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, I mean, that's what the other guy said. There's copyright infringement, technical shit.
Yeah, but they could catch that real quick.
They catch that real quick, exactly. But the guy getting his face stomped on, when I'm on the road late at night, sometimes I go on, my iPad and watch like motorcycle crashes, like a compilation. Oh my God, the sun's coming up. I got 2 shows that night. I've been sitting there since 2 o'clock, and I got 10 whiskeys in me when I get back to I'm watching guys getting killed on motorcycles all over the world. Guy in Russia goes to pass an 18-wheeler. And then, and the other thing is, you're not supposed to look at screens like that at night.
No.
It keeps you awake.
That's why
you think that might be the problem? Than the cocaine? I mean, really? How much time we got left there, Killer?
We got 2 minutes.
Got 2 minutes?
Yes.
Let's go quick to Matt in California. Matt, we only got like a minute, so real quick. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, Nick, how's it going, man? Love the show.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I was when I saw that guy getting his face stomped in out there in New York, it was one of those things where it was like, hey, help us find this guy. Let's find these creeps that did this. It wasn't glorifying it in any means whatsoever.
Okay.
And then another one I wanted to touch on, the word suspect, it's not really saying that the guy's guilty. The whole look up the definition of the word suspect.
Right.
Right. I mean, these people are just, bleaching their buttholes all the time because they're just scared of real life.
It's an insult to your community member. I mean, that used to be that's an upstanding thing. That's a positive thing. In other words, this guy that we just caught beating his wife allegedly, he's a community member too. It's all about equality, egalitarianism, and we're losing our fucking minds. Thanks for the call, Matt, in California. It really is. We can't say suspect now.
No, remember, it was person of interest.
Huh?
After that, it's person of interest. Now it's community member.
Yeah, now it's community member. Now the next one will be Eagle Scout. Sure, he stabbed a few guys, and it'll be Eagle Scout. I don't know. Again, though, political correctness, it starts with the language, and people buy into it. That's what amazing, and that's what we like to tackle on this show. Folks, had a great time. Thank you to all the callers. Thank you to Paul, Andy.
Yes.
Check me out. Go to nickdip.com, all my tour dates. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.